These 2 pages show that you don't have to have snow to use the beautiful Flurry of Fun collection from Creative Memories. Hi, I'm Donna Guest, the Lazy Scrapbooker and Creative Memories Advisor, and welcome to this edition of the Savvy Scrapbookers. That's where I team up with my friends Debbie Martin and Nicole So, and we divide up 1 paper pack and 1 sticker pack to create 6 pages for you. And this month, I was determined to include 9 photos in my layout. Here's how. Here are the tools you'll need to create my layout. Simple, just your 12-inch trimmer and repositionable tape runner. Here are the papers and stickers that I chose for my layout. First, for our background pages, we're going to use the 2 red plaid sheets. The other sheets I chose, and we're just going to use one side of this. It looks like a snowy page, just for reference. The other side is the blue plaid. And I'm going to use the gray snowflake page. Now for stickers, I was kind of limited because my pictures are from a football game, so I really couldn't use sledding and things like that. So I chose anything that was about cold weather because it was in the 30s, which, hey, down here in the South is really cold. So I've got the mittens, gloves, the scarf, and the little red arrow that says so much fun. And then I got the stars, and I had a note that said I had all the stars. There's a lot of them. So on all of these, I didn't cut them all out, but you see there's several stars, and I get to use all of those. So here's my dilemma on this layout. I've got 9 photos that I am going to fit on these 2 pages with minimal cropping. I've already cropped everything I'm going to, which gave me basically 2 4x4 squares. The rest of them are pretty much full-size photos with some variation just based on the shape of the photo. But I think we can do it. Let's get started. One technique I like to use whenever I have a lot of photos to put on the page is matting them all together. I love to mat photos because even though I'm a lazy scrapbooker, I do have to admit it makes the photos pop. So sometimes I'll just mat one photo, but matting every photo takes time and it takes a lot of space. You have to have the space between all the pictures with the mats. It's just, I don't have room for that. So I'm going to create one big mat for all of them, or at least a few at a time. So I've grouped my pictures together so that I know what goes where. So let me replicate that right now. Done. So like I said, my photos are of a ball game, and so I organize this by time. I'm doing the whole game on 2 pages. So on the left-hand side, I've got pregame. On this next column, I've got halftime, and because it was the 50th anniversary of the University of Georgia Redcoat Alumni Band, I'm part of that, so I got to go and we performed halftime, which was great fun. I'm limiting it to 2 pictures because they really weren't close up anyway, so I'm good with that. The next column is towards the end of the game. This is when we were 2 touchdowns behind, and you can see a massive amount of people leaving the stadium, but we weren't going anywhere, even though it was extremely cold. And I'm glad we stayed. It set a record for the longest game in SEC football history. There were 8 overtimes. That game was over 4.5 hours long. It actually ended after midnight, which is technically the next day. So I have that, and then I have us at the end of the game. So I'm going to kind of do them in this order. So grouping them, I've already cropped, and this one I didn't have to crop too much because it was one of those wide shots. You know, when you're taking photos on your camera, they're all sorts of sizes. I just never know what makes them the size they are. But I do know that all of these are 5 3/4 inches. Exactly. I like a skinny mat for this, so I'm going to put 1/8 on each side, which means we're going to cut 6 inches by 12 here. So that's our first cut. Now, usually I like to create just a big canvas for you to put whatever photos you want on that, and you can still do that here, but this time I'm letting the photos kind of dictate what I'm putting where. And so now you can see they're going to be matted perfectly on this one big mat. So I'm going to use the snowflakes on the outer photos, then I'm going to use this big snowy scene here, this background, on the inner photos. So these are 4 inches wide. For those, I'm going to cut at 4 1/4. And I'm going to go ahead and cut the whole thing because I'm also going to, I could cut this off at like, I think it's 8 3/4 to mat them perfectly, but I'm going to use this for journaling because it is so light. It'll be perfect to journal on, and then I can kind of work with it that way. All right, so we'll just push these aside. I'm going to do the same thing for these 2 vertical photos because they are 4 inches wide. So with the snowy paper again, I'm going to cut it at 4 1/4. And those fit perfectly as well. And if they don't, you can always trim just a little bit, which is what I did on these. So I'm going to scoot that over. That's for our right page here. And then the final photos, these two on the right-hand column, they're different sizes, and I don't want to cut them because this one's a little shorter. It is what it is, but this one's longer, but I do like that it includes the entire field there, and I want to keep that. So I'll just work with them as is. Then over to the right, I've cut a 3-inch piece by 12 that I'll have for a border here, and that leaves us with these two pieces. For the cuts, just to review, we've got 6 by 12, 4 1/4 by 12, 4 1/4 by 12, and then 3 by 12. Now let's start attaching some of these photos to these strips. I got lucky with this column of photos because this one was a little shorter. I use usually the print to fit option that's available, so that I get the whole picture in there. With my repositionable tape runner, I've got all these attached, not these two, so they're ready to mount on the pages. And here's how I'm going to do that. So let's get everything here ready to put down. This is super simple, but it works with the photos that you have. So I like the red because it's our team color. And I just noticed I put this one upside down. That's funny. Whoops. I'm going to leave some red out here. I'm going to put these on the edge. I'll kind of center that. And this on the edge here. And this one, I'm going to put it there with a little bit showing there. And then we can put this here and here, or like that. Maybe like that. Look how I've got 9 pictures on these pages, and I can still see the papers. Now, I'm not using any punches because there's just no room for that. This is all about the photos, and we're getting to use this beautiful Flurry of Fun paper to reflect just how cold it was. Now, I'm going to leave room here, and maybe use some of this if I need to, for the stickers I have. Then I'll do my journaling here, and I'll trim this off if I need to. Then I'll add the stars throughout. So let me go ahead and do my journaling, and then we'll keep going. We're almost there. I've got my journaling done, and I could trim this off and move it down here, but this arrow needs to go in something light, and it needs to point to some pictures, because if I put it over here, it's going to point off the page, and that's not helpful. I almost wish I could put it over here, but you know what? I like how I've got this, so it'll work fine down here. So I'm going to attach these. This one is going to go right to the inside of the page, and I'll go ahead and attach the sticker here. But first, I hear a commotion in the next room, and I've got to go see what's happening. Adorable. Okay, back to work. I think I'm going to pop this up with a foam square, so I'm going to use that anti-stick powder tool, which I love. And we sold out on, but I've still got a little bit on hand as of the making of this video. But it does a good job of taking the sticky off of your stickers. I love foam squares, and I've been using them more and more. As long as you're not using them all in the same part of your album, it's not going to cause a problem. And now I'm going to attach this big piece here. I'm going to center it on the red so that I have a nice little margin. I think that looks good to have the red on both sides. You know, I was worried about covering up so much of this red, but it's just enough because the pictures have so much red in them. It just really complements the photos without being too much. So this one I'm going to attach to the inside as well. And so now all my photos are matted pretty much without having to do too much work. Now I've decided that this extra piece, I'm going to cut about 1.5 inches off of it, of this snowy piece, and use it to kind of couple with this snowflake piece, just to give a little more light background for my cute little stickers here about keeping warm. I'm going to attach this 3 piece about 1 inch over, just to kind of match what we've got going on over here, and just feature a lot of that red. Oh, that's crooked. I can tell with the grid lines that are printed on the paper. And I still got it crooked. There we go. Better. And this, I'm just going to attach this right next to it. I'm overlapping a little bit just to make sure that it's covered completely. And now I need to place these photos. So here's a nice canvas where you can do whatever you want. And of course you can make these match the photos you have. But I hope when you do this that you create your pages with a lot of photos like this, because I do love to get lots of pictures on the pages, because that's what it's all about. So I'm just putting a little cluster up here, and I think I'm going to foam square this title that says keeping warm. So I'll again use the powder tool to take the sticker, the sticky part off the sticker. And the reason you do that, because you could put this down with the stickiness still on your sticker with the foam squares, but if your pages get pressed together, the ends of it could stick to the page, or the middle could collapse and stick to the page if you didn't have enough foam squares. So it's a nice little tool, and the Creative Memories anti-stick powder is photo safe, unlike baby powder, which is not photo safe. Okay, cute. They're relevant. Now I need to place my photos. So playing with the edges, I've got 1/8 of an inch of the red here that serves as a nice margin and frames the photo nicely without matting it. And I'm going to do the same thing here, putting about 1/8 inch between them, and then 1/8 of an inch of that snowflake, gray snowflake paper. Wonderful. If I'd really tried, I could have got a 5th picture on this page to have 10 pictures, but I've got my journaling, I've got some embellishments, and now I'm going to finish it up with all the stars. I got all the stars, as I said. So this is the only thing we had left over, not too bad, and we're all done. I added some star clusters here, 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 and around my cluster of stickers. So I love these pages. They're done, and I got 9 photos on the pages and my journaling. It's a great, great layout to remember the fun and the extremely cold weather at that ball game. Now that you've watched these 2 pages, make sure to go and watch Nicole and Debbie's videos to see their 2 pages. You'll find the links to their videos in the description of this video. Thanks so much for watching, and enjoy making this layout. I'd love it if you hit like or subscribe to make sure you see all future videos for fast pages. Thanks for supporting my channel.